This is Empire Total War, United Provinces. This is the Maratha army in the summer of 1733 that he's sort of plonked in the middle of India there. Very, very difficult position, off the road. He can affect my industry all around by attacking it. I can't reach him and get back, and Mysore, the town that you can see to the left there, isn't settled enough for me to leave it for any period of time, so I can't get out of it. So I'm going to show you a little trick here. Move the army out as far as you can so that you can still get back, and then just attack with one unit. So that's what I've done. I've just sent some horse forward, but it meant that only one horse arrived on this, not one horse unit arrived on this battlefield. He's got those mortars, you see those flying over there. So all the time, I've had about 15 minutes of game before I got to here, by the way. I've just saved you the build-up of all the forces. So while we've been coming on, gradually the whole army, one unit at a time, we've been taking this mortar fire. Mortars have an extremely long range in this, and they're pretty nasty if they hit you as well. One unit took one hit and lost 20 men. Out of 100 just from one mortar, not from the battery of mortars, just from one mortar. So it's been pretty devastating just getting into this position, but I took the decision that I wanted to clear this army out of India to get it out of the way. There are some ships around that I can use to get some prize money together to hopefully restore my troops back to their original numbers. It's very awkward when you've got a large army, a large enemy army. Let's see how devastating those are. Only two of them. I don't know what he's firing, but I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's like he's got up to explosive shells or quicklime shells. No, it's not quicklime, but it's particularly nasty, isn't it? It's almost incendiary, that. He's certainly moved forward with his artillery technology, there's no doubt about it. In fact, when you look on the overall statistics, I've mentioned this before, the Marathas are well in advance of us in the army, and that includes their technological research rate and also the types of troops that they can have, the types of buildings that they've got they can recruit troops in, and the number of troops. They're all factors taken into account when it's calculated that he's got more than I have, and you can see why now when he starts hitting me with that kind of, can I call it technology? Actually, there's more than two of them. I thought there were only two mortars. Oh, there's three. There's probably four of them. We've finally got our howitzers in position. Howitzers have a shorter range than artillery. They used to have the same range. An update a couple of months ago changed that, so that now howitzers are much shorter range, which is quite right and correct. It's not a problem with that, but it means I've had to pull them up into position. We've only just started firing back. We're slightly more accurate with our howitzers than he is with the mortars, but when the mortars hit, they don't half do some damage. That's the problem. Anyhow, there you go, grumbling over for now. The other problem that I've got is that obviously I want my nice line formations. He's drawn up on the other side of a town, or a cluster of buildings anyway, which is going to break up my formation as I go through. It's not very nice. So I'm getting as close as I can in my line formation. It's taken me, what did I say, probably about 20 minutes so far to get to this position here. He's got some pretty decent close combat troops. Those are his mortars going now. We've got close enough to hit them. The one thing mortars can't do is fire grape shot directly at you. So by getting close to them, I've been able to take those out. The trouble with mortars, of course, is you can't move them. So that mortar will have been well behind his troops at one stage. They've retired to a point where the mortar has ended up stuck out all on its own there. He does have another gun there somewhere, an artillery piece in there that I'm sure when we get close will be firing grape at us. This is going to be a costly battle, there's no doubt about it. He's got units behind a wall on the right hand side, he's got units behind a wall on the left hand side as well to gain cover. I can't really get round him without stretching my line too much or fighting through the centre. And like I said, he's got some good close combat troops in there as well. Usual type of lineup, grenadiers behind, looking for any weaknesses in the line that they can jump into to rescue. those troops that he had behind the stone wall on the left, that's our left there, he's now formed them into square because he can see by advancing my whole army, I'm advancing my cavalry too close to his infantry. Lucky we just about spotted those, so we've got time to get them away from his fire. Over on the right side, same sort of things happening. My cavalry are trundling into an enemy unit that's appeared over there. I'm just going to go for those. We're too close to do anything other than just attack that, I'm afraid, now. This infantry unit here that I've highlighted at the moment, I've no idea what they're facing. They all seem to have just walked into something. This is the problem when he's so close to the other side of a town. You don't have time to reform yourself properly. He's just moved down, of course, as I'm coming through the town. The infantry to the left there that were behind the stone wall formed square, so I dismounted my dragoons, moved my cavalry out of the way, dismounted my dragoons. Oh no! Why the hell are that cavalry charging into there? Ah, damn. I must have set some cavalry to attack the infantry behind that stone wall when I thought they'd have an exposed flank. Forgot all about them, so that's one cavalry unit down, I'm afraid, that won't be chasing the enemy from the field. Damn. Well, not every battle goes perfectly to plan, I'm afraid. So I'll show the bad ones as well as the good ones. He tried to break through the centre there with his horse and combat troops. I could have gone into square, but that would have left me exposed to his infantry, close combat infantry coming through. I didn't want that to happen, so I thought I was better off just facing the line formation. Yeah, he's seen off that cavalry. I've still got my dismounted dragoons there, firing into his flank. He's now obviously seen the flank of an infantry unit, so I'm going to turn those round and hopefully charge into them. Now, if they've already been softened up by the horse and they've been fired up from the flank by the dragoons, then we should be able to sweep those infantry away. So it's just looking like these behind the wall that need to be dealt with now. Everything else seems to be breaking in the field. I'm sending everybody off to chase the routers. I'll just form this infantry up on one side, and then another couple of infantry units I'll form up on the other side of those on the stone wall, and we'll start firing at him. It's not worth taking him on frontally against the stone wall. He'll just shoot more of mine than I will of his. Okay, so we've got two units now in against that infantry unit on the left, and we've also got the dragoons there as well, firing in. He started to waver. Yep, he's going. So mount up those dragoons and charge them in, and this is just chasing off all the routers now on the battlefield. I wanted to try and sort of get it all into one video if I could, and the rest has simply been chasing people away. On the right hand side I did cut out the sort of forming of the troops and then firing at him from both sides until eventually he routed and we chased them from the field. There we go. I don't know why these chaps are nonchalantly walking along. Well, these are running into them, no idea, but they'll see them off anyway because they're routing infantry, so they won't be able to do very much. Okay, well that was a big battle. There's quite a lot of troops. Remember, we had similar sized armies there. He's got some pretty good close combat troops, and that mortar was rather nasty, but we've cleared them from the field, and I expect now that they'll retreat from India, from the place that they were occupying in India. We need to go back and lick our wounds because the casualties are going to be quite heavy on this one, I'm afraid. Just hope we've got enough money to be able to recruit to the depleted regiments. Maybe we'll call on the Navy to give us a bit of a hand with prize money.